Oh, hey everyone. I wanted to come back because there's a massive fire that has just erupted at the Chevron Refinery. And this is, of course, in California. This is a breaking story. We were just basically, this is in El Segundo, California. And this is, of course, going to be smoky all over the 405. I wanted to bring you in, show you this developing story. I mean, we're at 10:15 p.m. October the 2nd, Thursday evening. And so this is
brought our camera in really tight here to give you a close-up look at it. We're quite a distance away from it, but you can see, yeah, it doesn't look like a whole lot of damage to the surrounding structure itself. There might be a few pipes there that might have come loose, but for the most part, it looks like it's coming out of that portion that's in the center of your screen there, that metal box, so to speak, that's burning.
Yeah, it looks like it's either coming out of the metal box, like that shed, or it could be coming from a pipe as well. Like on the, yeah, it looks like it might be coming, maybe perhaps coming from a pipe, but I mean, it is not letting up. And Gil, this has been going on for a while, right?
Yeah, we learned about it around a little after 9 o'clock. And like I said, Mike Case earlier had reported hearing pilots talking about the burn off here at this refinery. But, you know, we see that quite often, like I said. And
that's going to be over an hour, everyone. This has been going on for 1 hour.
Burn offs is planned usually, and it's not a big issue. It will go from time to time, but this definitely is different from a burn off. This is definitely a portion of that refinery that exploded there in fire.
Let's talk about the fire crews. I know that you were able to give us visual on how many fire trucks have responded. What are we looking at now? Have more come? Do we know any more about their plans here?
Yeah, this is Pacific Avenue I'm looking at. There's the police shutting that down. Let me come over across from the fire to the left. There's a fire truck there to the right-hand side of your screen, but let me come across more, and you see all the fire apparatus here. This is, staging. This is going to be on the western side of the, about midway section of the refinery itself is actually where they're at, but west of the two towers and definitely west of the portion that's on fire.
Wow.
The fire here, as I come back in here, is looking a lot better than it did as we were coming down to the scene. It looks like maybe they have suppressed some of that fire in that portion, but the good news is we're not seeing it spread to the other structures nearby, so that's good. So it looks like they're containing it to this one particular area, and hopefully they'll have that shut down soon.
Yeah, no doubt they've got a plan in place. They always work with the surrounding communities to make sure they know how to work on something like this. Gil, we'll keep your picture and we'll monitor the situation there. If things change, come on back to us. And
so I just wanted to, give everyone a little history of where this is located. So El Segundo is a city located in Los Angeles, and it's here, sits on the Pacific coast, just south of LAX and north of Manhattan Beach. So this is definitely going to, let me just get out of this, stop this for a minute. Let's make sure I'm not, I actually just want to make sure I'm not muted. Can you hear me? Hopefully you can. Okay, I think I'm good. So this is going to have a lot of smoke all over the freeways there going by LAX and also, of course, on 405. So I just saw this story breaking, and it does appear, since it's 10:10 p.m. here in Southern California, according to KTLA, who we were just watching, this has been burning since past 9 p.m. So for 1 hour, this probably is going to be a problem with gas prices, I'm guessing. And so this is right. Just to give you an idea of where this is, in case you were not in this area, we're talking about Redondo Beach. We're talking about all the beach cities, Manhattan Beach, LAX. So this is the Chevron Oil Refinery, and it's right there by LAX. And so it's also there by El Segundo Beach as well. So I'm just trying to see if there's any updates, and the fire is burning And so we can, or actually I can just go back over to another video. I don't know why they stopped. I guess there's not much more they know about it is what I'm guessing. But there's other stations that were covering this. Now see, I see, right, for instance, right here, I think you can maybe see this with me. No, let me bring you back over. As I'm scrolling, I'm seeing that this was a huge explosion. And that must have been terrifying for the neighborhood. You know, let's just turn the sound on. Let's see if I can get some sound here. At least, even though if I can't have the sound, let's turn this up. You can see how this is looking around the neighborhood. All these most expensive area neighborhoods, beach cities out here in Southern California. Here's one reason I was going to go to LA today, and I felt in my spirit not to go. And I tell you, we probably would have gotten a late start and then a late start back. So we would have been really driving through all this smoke in the PM, hours. Traffic is really extreme. It gets so backed up. And it is really something. And that is the last thing I would want to be breathing in. Not that I would be driving along the Pacific coast, but it's just terrible. This is really scary. So here's another look at the massive fire erupting here, being covered by all the stations. Fox LA 11 is covering this, and what it looks like. And so this is definitely something that you can see when you're just driving the 405. You're basically going to see all this.
In California. Massive fire erupted at Chevron Refinery in California.
Okay, so massive. Everybody's going to be that's 7 years ago. I'm sorry. I thought that was like right now. So I came across this video 7 years ago. This happened. I actually didn't realize this. Wow. So this is like a replay. So this is not something. This has been happening 2 years ago. Wow. I'm just accidentally coming up with all this. So let's see. What, Paul?
Firefighters are still here.
Yeah, that was live.
Firefighters are still here at the scene. This is the back of the building, and you can see that it has been destroyed. Firefighters from the South Bay, LA City, and LA County battled the blaze from the ground and from above, but it was impossible to save the structure. The smoke and flames could be seen from miles away.
It was well involved upon our arrival.
The fire broke out around 6 p.m. at 138 Lomita Street in El Segundo. Flames.
Let me see what this is.
It was a massive fire, and you can see.
I swear,
It was a massive fire, and you can see fire.
This happens a lot.
It was a massive.
That was a year ago. This happens a lot, but what we were just watching is live. I can assure you that the stations are covering this right now, and the one that I've been showing you is live. And so they're back to it. Looks like they're back to it. NBC LA is covering this right now live. So
explosion here at the refinery in one of the units, what I believe to be the ISOMAX unit. And so if that is in fact that unit, what it does is it takes heavy oils and breaks them down into lighter oils and more valuable products like gasoline and jet fuel that you can use in cars and planes. So it takes it from basically an unusable product to you, and it makes it usable. So for some reason, there was something that went wrong tonight. This huge explosion occurred, and you do still see heavy flame coming from that unit. But you'll also notice that there's water kind of shooting down. We also have the heavy streams here from the fire department. That is in an effort to keep everything around the fire cool. And so you won't actually see won't see that the firefighters are putting any water on those flames. It's not that they're missing, but it's just that this is a fire that isn't fought with water. It's typically fought with foam. The water is just used to cool everything around the unit, and just to kind of buy firefighters some time about how the best way to address this fire is, and typically it is with foam. Helps to kill the oxygen, and without oxygen, you have no fire. So typically, that is how they fight these fires. The Chevron Refinery has its own fire department, as do all refineries in the area. Marathon, Phillips, we have Valero as well. They all have refinery firefighters. They are highly trained men and women who are specifically trained on how to fight fires at refineries. They go out to Texas every year for their training for a couple weeks, and throughout the year they have continued training to make sure that they're ready and able to fight a fire of this magnitude. So the refinery fire department will take the lead on something like this, but LA County is also assisting. At this point, they're pretty much being directed by the refinery fire department and letting them know what their needs are. El Segundo fire has also been called to the scene, so they're also here. So again, at this point, the fire department is still trying to determine what is the best course of action. They can try to put foam on it, or they, in some situations, they can just let the fire burn itself out. If you run out of the fuel source that is causing these flames, then eventually the fire will just knock itself out. So in my 15 years of flying up here in the helicopter, I've only seen one other refinery fire like this. I can't remember which refinery it was. It's been that long. So that goes to show you just how infrequent incidents like this are. So it's not typically something.
You just busted her lie, because I've been pulling up 2 years, 1 year, 7 years ago. No, lady, I don't know who you are, but you in a helicopter for 15 years, and this same exact spot has been getting hit.
To off gas those, and they do that through these.
You can just do a simple search.
Both of these that I'm zooming in on, they were going pretty good. You can see that the one there now on the right is starting to somewhat fizzle out, but the one in the center is still going. But again, seeing something like this is very typical. The residents in the area are very familiar with seeing the stacks going off like this. So if you see this, it is not part of the incident that happened today. This is just its natural behavior that it will do that. But again, what is out of the norm here is this stack over here to the northeast of the stacks here, where we do still have active flame here shooting up from this unit. And I do see something here. I'm trying to see if that is one of the aerial ladders. Looks like it might be some sort of a ladder here that is being it is an aerial ladder. Thank you, Bill. I couldn't quite see here. But yeah, some sort of aerial ladder. And again, you won't see them put water directly on the fire. They'll put it everywhere else. They want to keep the equipment around the fire as cool as possible. And just keeping everything else cool does buy them some time to figure out a game plan. Are they going to fight this with foam? Are they going to let this fizzle out? The good news is no injuries so far. So thankfully, no injuries to any of the employees at this point. No injuries to any of the firefighters as well. And again, this is a mutual aid assignment. We have not only Chevron here, but we have firefighters from some of the other local refineries, including Valero, that are making their way out here to assist in the firefight.
So it looks like they are not going to. So what we have here is a live look at a oil refinery fire from Chevron, which is in El Segundo, California. This is affecting, you're going to have a lot of smoke, and it's right on the Pacific coast and the 405. You're going to have smoke coming into your area if you live in Manhattan Beach, Redondo Beach, or Hermosa Beach, El Segundo, and some of these neighborhoods just right along the Pacific coast will be affected by this fire that just started around 9 p.m. here tonight on Thursday evening, October the 2nd. And so they're telling people to obviously stay inside, turn your air conditioner off, close all your windows, and avoid exposure to this smoke. And they, as we just heard, are going to try to have a game plan of putting it out with, it looks like foam or it would seem weird to me for it to just continue to burn and not do anything. But there was an explosion. People are reporting this on their social media. You will probably see this more and more, where they were somehow able to be there and capture it, right? And capture the moment of explosion, it looks like. At least I've seen one video on YouTube here. And as we were scrolling, I did start coming across this exact spot catching on fire as 1 year ago. I think it happened 2 years ago, 7 years ago. And that's what.
And then over here, you have all of the fire trucks here from, it's a mix of the LA County Fire Department, El Segundo Fire. You've also got the refinery department, the Chevron Refinery Fire Department, and they also do have their own trucks. So it's a mix of all of them. The LA County fire trucks, they should have a yellow stripe, and from this angle, I don't see a yellow stripe on these. So these are likely the trucks that belong to the refinery, or maybe even El Segundo. But again, at this point, no reported injuries and some sort of explosion that occurred here tonight at approximately 9:30 tonight put out a lot of flame that was visible for miles. We saw it as soon as we lifted up from the San Fernando Valley. So that just goes to show you how big this fire was, and continues to be a big fire, but a lot better than when it first broke out. A lot of residents in the area, of course, they heard this, including one of our NBC photographers who happens to live in the area. And as soon as he stepped out of his home, he saw the heavy flames coming here from the Chevron Refinery. And again, this is not typical. It is very rare for refineries to have a fire of this magnitude. This is something that will be investigated by OSHA to figure out exactly what occurred. And a lot of the time with things like this, the refineries can be penalized as well, economically, that is. They could be fined if there was some sort of error that was happening that led to this explosion. But again, all of that is going to be under investigation. It takes some time to determine those things. But in terms of how this could affect you and me, Chevron is a major producer of gasoline here in the area. They contribute 20% of the gas here in our general area, and that's for our vehicles. But then for aircraft, they provide 40%. So that could lead to higher prices down the line. But at this point, all I can say is that the fire department is focused on putting the fire out, and then everything else will get figured out later, as it always does.
Higher prices.
At this point, unknown cause, but again, a fire burning here at the Chevron Refinery in El Segundo.
I looked up ChatGPT. It's not even giving me anything. It doesn't even know about it. It's so weird. And that's kind of weird to me. What they're hiding? Yeah. You almost get to be a conspiracy situation where there's some blow up situation at late at night, 10:30. And at least in this situation, there's no evacuations. But of course, the people around the area, she was saying that they're used to seeing it fire up and not a fire, like active fire here. But what's strange is there's no overhead action to put it out. And you can look around and you can just see just the population, the residential, areas that are surrounding this. And then you can also see, if they'll show you the traffic, and the traffic is already so bad and severe. Now, Paul, can you see it? You can see it around the freeway, I thought, if you look over. But if you're on Pacific Coast Highway, you're driving. Oh yeah, right in the back roads, that whole area is something. Yeah, you can get off and try to get cut through. But I think this is gonna, it's South Bay, and then of course we have the omission with the person talking about how gas prices are going to go up 40. She said 20, then she went to, didn't she say 40%? I'm going to see if Chat GP, because I'm still live, by the way, on I'm live on if you're following me on YouTube, make sure to, if you're watching from YouTube, that is, make sure to subscribe to me and like the video, and also on other platforms if you can follow me. Trying to break the news, and then that's all we have right now. So I don't think there's, I mean, I'm going to stick around for a sec while I look into this a little more, and then we can just watch this. This is live, and I just want to give you all an update. It's 10:35 p.m. It appears that it has started. She said 9:30, but it was after 9. So it's been burning for a while. And okay, here they go. They're putting the foam out. They're using this foam. She discussed the process. Is this foam or is this water? She said they wouldn't use water, but there's something. They're using some type of substance there to put it out. Yeah, here we are.
Back with you guys here. We continue to monitor here the fire in El Segundo at the Chevron Refinery, located off of Rosecrans and Sepulveda. Sepulveda Boulevard remains open through the area, or at least it was a second ago. I'm going to actually pan over there because I think it might have just shut down as I was preparing to talk to you guys here again.
Yeah.
So this is Sepulveda Boulevard, the one that goes up and down across the screen. It looks like you will not be able to continue northbound on Sepulveda once you get to Rosecrans. That's the Hawthorne Police Department that has set up there. And on the other end, it's also a closure somewhere. Yep, there's the other closure. Looks like the south closure on El Segundo Boulevard is at El Segundo. Or at Sepulveda Boulevard is on El Segundo. So if you're southbound Sepulveda, once you get to El Segundo Boulevard, you're going to be diverted either east or west from there. There's a few stragglers there. You still see a couple cars coming through. But then if you're northbound Sepulveda, when you get to Rosecrans, you're going to be forced to go to the east. You will not be able to go west because that is where the fire is burning. This is Rosecrans Avenue here between Sepulveda and the ocean. This is where the Chevron Refinery is located, just south of LAX here in El Segundo. And it was around 9:30 tonight that residents in the area report hearing a loud explosion. And then there was this massive fireball coming here from the Chevron Refinery. Now, it appears that this unit is what caught fire. I believe this is the ISOMAX unit from my limited knowledge here of refineries. But I believe that this is the ISOMAX unit. And essentially, if that is that unit, what it does is it takes heavy oils, heavy fuels, and converts them into usable products like gas and Jet A. This, of course, is not supposed to be this way. There is another area of flame that's going to be at the actual stacks, which is typical for a refinery to experience whenever they need an off gas. What they do is they have these flare-ups. It allows for those gases to be emitted that way in a safe manner, the way that they were intended. So if you ever do see a fire that is coming from a refinery and it's from a stack like this, chances are it's supposed to be that way, and it's not what happened today, though. Today was definitely a different occurrence that led to a fire elsewhere on the property where there shouldn't be any flames. And what we do see now, though, is that the flames have diminished significantly from when this fire first broke out about an hour ago. You do have the refinery firefighters on scene. You have El Segundo, you have LA County, and they're putting water not directly on the flames, but on the equipment around it. The objective is to keep everything else around it cool, so that the fire, of course, doesn't spread, doesn't heat up anything else. And it also just buys the fire department time to figure out, are they going to fight this with foam, or are they just going to let this fizzle itself out? At this point, it's pretty much fizzling itself out. So the latter seems to be the case at this point. But again, these types of fires are not very common. I can only remember one other fire at a refinery in my last 15 years that was similar to this. where I did see the firefighters bring out foam. They knocked it out. And nobody was hurt, thankfully. And today's fire as well, as far as we know, no injuries have been reported, and the cause is still unknown.
They're using something to put it out. They're using, looks like water, but she says it's foam. It's not even actually hitting the actual flame, so they need to move it up higher. Strange. It's not even touching it. Okay, maybe it will help. And ChatGPT still is not telling me there's any fire. They can't find anything, but I'm looking at it. It's current. I've done everything but travel there, live sky, KTLA 5. $11,343 views 35 minutes ago on KTLA 5's YouTube. And it's dark, so yeah.
FMP? Oh, yeah. It's static.
I just wonder if anything else could happen like this, is concerning to me, because it looks like since there's a fire and whatever they're trying to do is not actually reaching it, it could get, I was thinking it could maybe blow up again. Let me see. I'm gonna go to KTLA just because I'm curious what they're showing on there. They're not even showing it, are they? Let's see, let's get through this commercial. And I'll skip this ahead and we'll go there, see what they're doing.
We don't know how successful, though, things are becoming at this point.
Gil, we can talk a little bit about those two towers. Those are what you were calling, they burn off the fuel there so that the fuel has someplace to go. So that is intentional, but the actual fire is the one that is lower on the screen. For our viewers, the one that is screen left that you're zooming into.
Yeah, so basically this is a 13-minute video, and I'm just going to, we already saw a lot of this and got a lot of explanation. I'm just going to see if there's anything.
Truck there to the right-hand side of your screen, but let me come across more, and you see all the fire staging, apparatus here. This is, staging. This is going to be on the western side of the, about midway section of the refinery itself is actually where they're at, but west of the two towers and definitely west of the portion that's on fire. Wow. The fire here, as I come back in here, is looking a lot better than it did as we were coming down to the scene. It looks like maybe they have suppressed some of that fire in that portion, but the good news is we're not seeing it spread to the other structures nearby, so that's good. So it looks like they're containing it to this one particular area, and hopefully they'll have that shut down soon.
Yeah, no doubt.
It doesn't look like the water or whatever they're spraying on is actually even touching it straight.
Gil, we'll keep your picture and we'll monitor the situation there. If things.
The 405 was.
Oh, let's see. I think she's starting to talk about the 405. Let's see.
Into custody.
Yeah, Sunset Boulevard, just east of the 405, was shut down in both directions for hours tonight as officers combed through the neighborhoods looking for the suspect.
Oh my God. And in addition to, I feel like I'm totally hearing from God, because we were supposed to go to LA today. We were going to be right in that area. So we were going to be in kind of South Bay, Torrance area. And not only did we have this fire drama, we had them telling me they shut down the 405 in both directions. Now, we live in Orange County. We would have been affected. And thank the Lord, I heard from God, and I heard from direct from Holy Spirit speaking to me, telling me, I don't know why I couldn't figure it out. You just can't figure out anything. Don't go today. Don't go today. Don't go today. And so tomorrow is Friday, and I have to go to, I'm going to have to go. There's something I have to do there with an appointment. And I just was preferring to not go on Friday because of traffic. But bam, look at this. I don't even know what they're talking about. They just shut down the freeway for something.
Suspect into custody.
Yeah, Sunset Boulevard, just east of the 405, was shut down in both directions for hours tonight as officers combed through the neighborhoods looking for the suspect. KTLA's Carlos Salcedo is live in Bel Air tonight with the very latest. Carlos.
Anyway, so some drama is happening in the 405 area. We potentially could have gotten into there because once you're driving in LA, you know, we go and do our appointment, but then sometimes I just want to venture around. You know, you find yourself maybe in Hollywood, or you know, maybe you're around where Elon Musk started his new restaurant, which I swore I'd never go back to because they cater to electric vehicle people only. Like if you have the, you know, Elon's EVs, you're good. Or maybe I was going to venture, you know, right around Sunset area into West Hollywood because I wanted to see what Rizbot, the robot, the humanoid robot, you know, walking around. Or maybe I wanted to go see the humanoid Tesla bot, you know. There's just a lot to see in there. There's a lot to see. And so thank you, God. So I want to put a plug in for, you know, hearing from Holy Spirit. We have Chat GPT to turn to give information, but as I found out tonight, it did not know anything about this fire. And I just wanted to remind everybody who we have in Christ, and that we have a connection to the spirit realm that is real. God is real. Jesus is real. And he gives us warnings in our spirit, whether to go places or not. Just ask him. When you're walking with the Lord, you can just live your life on a daily basis and just be the son or daughter that God's called us to be. And you'll hear from him. You will hear from him. And I hate to even compare it to something like Chat GPT, where we're going there for information and it's much needed. And sometimes we get a lot of help, a lot of information, but I'm just telling you who the true helper is, who the true divine connection, where we can just put ourselves into knowing God so deeply that he would impress upon our spirit, and you'll just have that nudge, and you'll just find out maybe later why you didn't go. Maybe your appointment was late. Maybe you didn't get to do what you wanted to do, and you'll find out later, or you may not find out why it didn't go the way you thought it was going to go. But God is in control, and he's in control of everything that we're going through. So I want to end on a very hopeful message, thanking God for the fire department, the first responders, that no one was hurt in this incident, and that our prices will not go up for gas. Just pray that in Jesus' name. Thank you. Thank everyone for watching. I don't know how this they're not even covering it anymore. I don't even know if it's a concern with them. 12 minutes ago, I think what they're doing, from what I'm seeing here on my end as I'm scrolling around, they're probably showing the footage from a little earlier. I mean, I'll just click here. It can't hurt. We'll just go see if it looks any different. But I think they're just rolling the usual. And that right there is all normal. We just heard an explanation of that. But it was a different area that had caught fire. And so, well, there's two.
Go ahead, Jamie.
This is still live. This is a different station. We're now looking at NBC LA.
Jamie, for the chopper, go ahead.
I'm gonna see.
I'm sorry, Desk, go ahead.
See, there's smoke, but they put the fire out. I think I don't see it anymore. I don't see that main big fire anymore.
Hey, Desk on the 450, will you repeat?
I think it's out. I think their party's over. Their little.
Copy that.
Are they going to tell us? Are you going to tell us it's over? Is the fire? Oh, it looks like the fire is over.
Once again, thank you to everyone who is joining us here on NBCLA.com and all of our streaming platforms. We do have 10 minutes here till we start our newscast at 11 o'clock. We hope you can tune in for that. Before then, though, real quick, I'm just going to do a news update for our sister station Telemundo before resuming our coverage in English. Once again, from News Chapter 4, I'm Eliana Moreno. Thank you for watching. Buenas noches desde el helicóptero. Yo soy Eliana Moreno reportando.
All right, so we got it. This is a wrap. This is a wrap. It looks to me like it's over. So what time is it? 10:50 p.m. God bless y'all. Thanks for watching. I planned on doing a video on something else, but I'm not sure I'm going to do it. So anyway, see y'all later. Had a great ending, right? Nobody got hurt.